Tiny Apartment Makeover Tour. Renter-friendly decor plus storage hacks. Hello and a very warm welcome to my home. Whether you are joining me from a chilly morning in Toronto, a rainy afternoon in London, or a sunny suburb in the States, I am so glad you're here. Many of us at this stage of life are looking to simplify, perhaps trading a large family home for something more manageable. Today, I want to show you that downsizing doesn't mean downgrading your lifestyle. We're exploring a makeover that prioritizes comfort and elegance while respecting the rules of a rental agreement. In my opinion, a tiny apartment is the ultimate canvas for intentional living. When you have less square footage, every single item you own must serve a purpose or bring you genuine joy. This isn't about the minimalism of empty white boxes. It's about a curated life. We have spent decades collecting stories and objects, and now we have the opportunity to highlight only the very best ones. Let's look at how we can make a small space feel like a grand reflection of your personal history. As we get a little older, the flow of a room becomes more than just an aesthetic choice. It's about safety and ease of movement. In this makeover, I've prioritized wide walkways and removed any tripping hazards like loose rugs or cluttered floor paths. Educational design tells us that a clear floor actually makes a room feel larger because the eye can travel uninterrupted. We've kept the center of the room open, ensuring that moving from the kitchen to the lounge feels effortless and safe. people think small spaces must be stark white, but I disagree. In this apartment, I've used a tonal palette, various shades of oatmeal, soft gray, and warm cream. This creates depth and a sense of luxury that flat white often lacks. By keeping the walls and large furniture in similar tones, the boundaries of the room seem to blur. It creates a serene, cocoon-like atmosphere that is incredibly soothing after a long day out in the busy world. When you're 50 and over, a stylish sofa that is impossible to get out of is simply not an option. For this makeover, I chose a sofa with firm cushions and a slightly higher seat height. This is a crucial human element of design. Furniture must support the body. To keep it renter-friendly and fresh, I've used a high-quality, washable slipcover in a heavy linen. It looks bespoke and expensive, but it's practical for real life and can be easily packed away if I move. One thing we don't talk about enough is how our lighting needs change. Overhead lights can be harsh and create shadows that make reading or cooking difficult. I've implemented task lighting everywhere, under cabinet LEDs in the kitchen, and a high-quality pharmacy lamp by my favorite armchair ensure that light is exactly where I need it. Using warm white bulbs around 2700 K keeps the space feeling cozy rather than like a sterile clinic, which is vital for a homey feel. In a small rental kitchen, counter space is like gold. My opinion is that the walls are your best friends. I've installed a tension pole system between the counter and the upper cabinets. It holds spices, utensils, and even a small herb garden without a single screw. This keeps the workspace clear for preparing those wonderful meals we love to cook. It's an educational lesson in using the unused airspace that exists in every kitchen, regardless of its size. Most rental kitchens come with generic, boring backsplashes. I've used peel-and-stick vinyl tiles that mimic the look of classic subway tile. They are heat-resistant and, most importantly, completely removable. This simple change transformed the kitchen from a standard unit into a space that feels custom-built. It's a low-effort, high-impact way to claim ownership of your space without risking a penny of your security deposit, which is always a smart move. Even in a tiny apartment, I believe it's important to have a dedicated spot for meals. Eating on the sofa might be fine occasionally, but a proper table offers a sense of routine and dignity. I've used a drop-leaf table that stays tucked against the wall most of the time. When friends come over, it opens up to seat 4 comfortably. It proves that you don't need a formal dining room to host a lovely dinner party and maintain those vital social connections. If you're still working or have a hobby like genealogy or writing, you need a workspace. I've converted a small reach-in closet into a cloffice. By removing the lower hanging bar and adding a sturdy freestanding desk, I've created a quiet nook. The best part? When the day is done, I can simply close the closet doors and hide the work away. This mental separation between productivity and relaxation is essential for maintaining a peaceful home environment. Whether you're dealing with a drafty London terrace or a humid New York summer, window treatments are functional decor. I've layered sheer curtains for privacy during the day with heavy, thermal-lined drapes for the evening. This isn't just about looking posh, it's a storage and energy hack. These drapes keep the heat in or out, saving on utility bills. Using a no-drill pressure rod allows you to hang heavy fabrics without damaging the window frame. We often forget the back of our doors, but they are secret storage powerhouses. In the bathroom and pantry, I've used high-quality over-the-door organizers with clear pockets. For a mature audience, this is fantastic because everything is at eye level. No more bending down to the back of deep, dark cupboards to find a spare bar of soap or a tin of soup. It's about making the apartment work for you, rather than you working for the apartment. Flexibility is the name of the game in tiny living. Instead of one large, heavy coffee table, I use a set of 3 nesting tables. They take up the footprint of just one table, but can be spread around the room when guests are over for tea. This allows for easy movement and prevents the room from feeling stuck. My opinion is that furniture should be as mobile as we are, adapting to the moment's needs. In a small apartment, the bedroom often becomes a storage catch-all. I've worked hard to keep this space purely for rest. I've chosen a bed frame with integrated drawers underneath. This is a storage hack that eliminates the need for a bulky dresser, freeing up floor space. Keeping the decor minimal, just a few cherished photos and soft textures, helps lower the heart rate and prepares the mind for a restful night's sleep. Downsizing your home often means downsizing your wardrobe. I've adopted a capsule approach, keeping only high-quality pieces that I truly wear. To maximize a small rental closet, I've used slim velvet-covered hangers. They prevent clothes from slipping and take up half the space of wooden or plastic hangers. It's an educational shift in mindset. Owning fewer, better things makes getting dressed in the morning a joy rather than a chore of digging through piles. Rental bathrooms can be quite cramped. I've added a teak bench in the shower. It feels like a high-end spa, but it also provides a safe place to sit if needed. Instead of drilling into the tile, I've used high-strength suction cups for extra towel bars and shelving. This makeover is about blending form and function so seamlessly that you don't even realize the functional elements are there to support your lifestyle as you age. I'm often asked how to display art without making holes in the walls. My favorite renter-friendly trick is the lean. I place larger framed pieces on top of low bookshelves or the sideboard, leaning them against the wall. It creates a very relaxed European chic look. For smaller pieces, I use adhesive picture hanging strips. It allows you to surround yourself with the faces and places you love without the stress of a hammer and nail project. Cords and cables are the enemy of a calm space. In this makeover, I've used decorative cable boxes to hide power strips and chargers. For a tiny apartment, seeing a tangle of black wires on the floor creates visual noise that makes a space feel messy, even if it's clean. By tucking these away, the room feels instantly more polished and professional. It's a small detail that makes a massive difference in the overall vibe of the home. Plants are the soul of a home. Even if you don't have a garden, a few well-placed indoor plants can improve air quality and boost your mood. I've used self-watering pots for my ferns and lilies. They are a brilliant hack for those of us who travel or simply don't want to worry about a daily watering schedule. Seeing something green and growing in the corner of a room makes a tiny apartment feel much more connected to the natural world. Just because we live in a tiny space doesn't mean we should hide our treasures. I have a small collection of vintage teacups from my grandmother. Instead of keeping them in a box, I've displayed them on a narrow picture ledge. This is human decorating. It tells a story. The trick is to keep the display edited. Don't show everything at once. Choose a few pieces that make you smile every time you walk past them. In North America and the UK, winter days can be quite dark. I've placed a large, framed mirror directly opposite the main window. This is a classic educational design tip. It doubles the amount of natural light entering the room. It also reflects the view from outside, making it feel like there is another window in the room. This simple addition can prevent cabin fever during the darker months and keeps the apartment feeling bright and airy. If you're stuck with ugly, old linoleum in a rental, floor stickers are a miracle. They are durable vinyl sheets that look like wood or stone. I've used them in the entryway to define the space. They are easy to clean and can be peeled up when you leave. This makeover project is all about showing you that you have the opinion and the power to change things you don't like, even if you don't own the building. Living in a tiny apartment requires a bit of discipline. I follow the one in, one out rule. If I buy a new book or a new sweater, an old one must be donated or passed on. This prevents the clutter creep that can happen so easily. It keeps the apartment feeling fresh and ensures that our storage hacks, like those underbed bins, don't become overstuffed and difficult to manage as time goes on. Technology can be a great ally as we get older. I've incorporated a few smart plugs that allow me to turn on all my lamps with a single voice command or a tap on my phone. This is a wonderful human convenience that saves me from bending down behind furniture to reach outlets. It's a modern way to make a tiny space feel incredibly high-tech and bespoke, without any permanent installations or complicated wiring. If you're lucky enough to have even a tiny balcony, treat it as an extra room. I've added a small outdoor rug and 2 folding chairs. Even in a city, having a place to sit outside with a cup of coffee is a luxury. My opinion is that we should maximize every single inch we pay for. A few hook-on planters for the railing add privacy and beauty, making your tiny slice of the outdoors feel like a private oasis. One fear people have about downsizing is that they can't host family anymore. I want to debunk that. By using stackable stools and the nesting tables we discussed, I can comfortably host a small gathering. It's about the human connection, not the size of the room. Your grandchildren or friends will remember the laughter and the meal, not the square footage. A tiny apartment encourages intimacy and great conversation, which is a wonderful thing. In a small space, you touch and see everything up close. That's why I recommend investing in tactile quality. A real wool throw, a solid brass handle, or a linen cushion cover. These things feel good to the touch and age beautifully. When you only have room for a few items, make sure they are the best quality you can afford. It adds a sense of permanence and luxury to a rental that generic, cheap items simply cannot provide. You don't need a huge budget for a makeover like this. Most of the hacks I've shown, like the tension rods and the peel and stick tiles, are very affordable. My advice is to spend your money on the things you use every day, like your mattress or your favorite chair, and use the hacks to take care of the rest. It's a balanced way to create a high-end look on a sensible, fixed-income friendly budget. Ultimately, this makeover has taught me that less really is more. By organizing my tiny apartment and making it beautiful, I've freed up my time and mental energy. I spend less time cleaning and more time living. There is a profound emotional freedom in knowing exactly where everything is and being surrounded only by things that serve you. It's a lesson in contentment that I think becomes more valuable the longer we live. I hope this tour has given you some practical ideas and perhaps a new perspective on what is possible in a tiny rental. Your home should be a place that supports your dreams and your comfort, no matter its size or your age. It has been a joy sharing my space and my opinions with you today. Would you like me to do a deep dive into the specific no-drill shelving units I used for the kitchen in my next video?